What if there's a city where pain doesn't exist? I am John, a servant of God, exiled on the island of Patmos. The sun beats down mercilessly on this barren rock. I've been alone here for so long. Days blend into nights and nights into days. My only companions are the sound of waves and the whisper of the wind. But even in this desolation, my faith remains. I cling to the promises of God, though at times they seem so distant. Then on a day like any other, everything changed. I heard a voice like a trumpet. It said, "Write what you see in a book." As the words faded, a stillness fell over the island. The air itself seemed to hold its breath. A city, but not just any city. It was descending from heaven, gleaming with the glory of God. Its radiance was like that of a very precious jewel, clear as crystal. I blinked, overwhelmed by the sight. Could this be real? But as I watched, the vision only grew clearer, more vivid than anything I had ever seen. The walls, they were made of jasper, and the city itself was pure gold, as pure as glass. Light danced off every surface, a symphony of color. There were 12 gates, each made of a single pearl, and the street of the city was pure gold, transparent as glass. I found myself drawn towards these gates. As I approached, I saw names inscribed on the foundations, the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. I saw no temple in the city, for its temple is the Lord God. And the city has no need of sun or moon to shine on it, for the glory of God gives it light. This light, it was alive, pulsing with love. Then I saw the river of the water of life, bright as crystal, flowing from the throne of God and of the Lamb. Its waters sang the most beautiful music. On either side of the river grew the tree of life, bearing 12 kinds of fruit, yielding its fruit each month. Its leaves were for healing the nations. As I watched, I saw people approaching the tree. Their faces, once marked by pain and sorrow, were transformed as they tasted its fruit. I saw people from every nation, tribe, and language entering the city, their faces radiant with joy. They came from east and west, north and south, a great multitude that no one could number. No longer will there be anything accursed, but the throne of God and of the Lamb will be in it. His servants will worship him, seeing his face. I saw tears of joy streaming down faces as they beheld the one they had longed to see. And night will be no more. They will need no light of lamp or sun, for the Lord God will be their light. In that moment I understood. This wasn't just a city, it was the fulfillment of every promise, the answer to every prayer. It was home. As the vision began to fade, I reached out, not wanting it to end. But even as it slipped away, I felt a peace I had never known before. I found myself back on Patmos. The rocks were just as hard, the sun just as hot. But I was no longer the same. This glimpse of eternity, it changed everything, my exile, my suffering. They pale in comparison to the glory that awaits. And so I write these words, that you too might see and believe. For in this city, this New Jerusalem, there is no more death or mourning or crying or pain. The old order of things has passed away. Behold, he is making all things new.